Dion Johnson here, strategic partner, spiritual advisor, executive power coach to women in board level leadership. And I'm also the author of this book, Influential Woman, A Fresh Approach to Tackling Inequality and Leading Change at Work. And you really need to grab yourself a copy of this book if you are a woman, a CEO, a director, a head, woman who sits on a board, reports to a board, woman who leads at such a time, such a crazy time as this, and you want to make more difference. You want to be the change that you want to see in the world. You want to influence and impact like never before. Grab a copy of this book. In fact, if that's you, I'm glad you're here because I want to share my thoughts that I've been having over the last week or so around the whole Diane Abbot, don't know what to call it, situation. I haven't felt okay to speak about it until now. I've had to take some time to really gather my thoughts. For those of you that are watching this and don't know about the Diane Abbot stuff, Diane Abbott is a politician here in the UK. She was the first elected member of parliament, the first Black woman to be elected as a member of parliament in our country's history, which is a huge deal. And she's a woman who has had a real rough time in government. She's been on the receiving end of a whole lot of hate mail and a whole lot of violent sentiment throughout her tenure, really. And more recently, she was spoken about by a Tory government donor, somebody who gives a lot of money to the Conservative Party, and so is one of the VIPs of the Conservative Party, although he's not a politician, I don't believe. But he basically said that he hates Diane Abbott and that she as a Black woman makes him want to hate all Black women, even though he thinks he doesn't. But he says that Diane Abbott makes him want to hate all Black women, and she should be shot. She should be shot. She should be killed. He made some other reference to how she eats, and just really nasty, vitriolic nastiness. The sentiments were not just rude, like the Conservative Party called them, but they were racist, and they were racist, and they were violent, and they were dangerous, and they went beyond any kind of definition of rude, really. And I've been thinking about it. I mean, it really, really hurt. And so I've had to take some time out to think about why it's hurting, what's going on for me, where am I with this? So I've taken some time for some self-care. I've taken some time to hear myself think. I'm taking some time to share my ideas and have conversations with people in my inner circle. And it's only really today that I feel able to, I think that my thoughts are coming together, and I'm ready to try and share them with you. I don't know if I'm going to be very fluent, but I think this is going to be a long video. So, and I'm not even really that sure if I'm going to share this one, to be honest. I just want to hear myself say it out loud and start to connect with you around the ideas that I've been having raised from this most recent attack on a sister, really, a Black woman with something to say, leading at such a time as this. So I have to say that when I heard this guy's thoughts towards Diane Abbot, it hit me so hard. It hit me like George Floyd's murder hit me. I felt the exact same. I felt the exact wounding. I felt the exact trauma as I did when we all watched George Floyd murdered on the streets of, I don't know what state in America. And I also felt the same way that I felt when I watched the news around Amy Cooper. Remember Amy Cooper, the woman who rang the police and accused a bird watcher, a black man, of assault and abuse and attack. Weaponizing her voice to attack a black man who was just asking her to put her dog on a lead. Remember that story? Well, when I heard that story, I feel exactly the same way as I felt with George Floyd. I feel exactly the same way as I feel with this whole Diane incident. And why that is, I believe, is because I'm a black woman and I'm realizing that there's two big realizations that are coming out of this that are really hurting. The first one is that racism is real and that there are people, and genderism is real. So there are people, powerful people, that really, really believe, whether they admit it or not, whether it's unconscious or conscious, that somebody who looks like me, somebody who looks like Diane Abbot, somebody that looks like that guy, the bird watcher in the park, someone that looks like us, don't have a right to be powerful members of society. We don't have a right to speaking our truth, to showing up, to be part of the conversation, the important conversations that are shaping culture and deciding policy and making decisions that affect real people's lives. So that's the first thing. The first thing is that just because I am who I am, there's a risk involved in that. There's a risk, a societal, very real risk that if I decide to be powerful, I will be inadvertently opening up the door to this type of attack because it's real, this type of thinking because it exists, it lives and breathes inside of people that as a powerful Black woman, I will have to be around, I will have to be part of, I will have to be next to, I would have to be in conversation with, I will have to be connected to. So that's the first thing. The first thing, that racism is real and that poses a real risk to people that look like me who want to be powerful. And the second thing, the second reason why this is all hurting so much, and particularly with this Diane Abbot situation, is that my work, like I said right at the beginning of this video, is really all about calling women into a higher expression of their power. It's calling women into the authority to be part of speaking up for something important, meaningful change. My work is really all about inviting women to use their authority, use their power, use their voice to stand up and create movements, to stand up and cause a shift in their organization, in their industry, in their field, to speak up and call for change, to call things out, to call things forward, to bring new ideas, to bring new approaches to some of our most prolific problems. Like, this is the work of my life. And when I see what's happened to Diane and other people of color or women or other marginalized voices, what I see is what happens is that it inadvertently causes me to question the work of my life. So what I've been asking myself is, since the beginning of the year, because this is not the only incident that's happened this year that's put me back into this place of thinking about all of this stuff. What I've been asking myself is, can I really be doing this work? Calling women to put their head above the parapet and share their truth, use their real voice, take masks off and show up for real, to de-armor and show up vulnerably and speak their truth in their space, in their professional space. Can I really, how can I, in the light of what happens to such people, how can I dare to be speaking like this, calling women like this, challenging women like this, issuing the call to women like this? How can I? Why should I? I'm feeling a big old question mark hovering over the work of my life. It's not safe, is it, to call people to speaking what they know to be true about the state of the system that we lead in, calling people to speak up about their ideas and their insights for how things really change, calling women to stand their ground and take a stand for the bullshit and the lies and the half-truths and the cover-ups that are happening in their space in the name of real progress and real solutions and real transformation and real different outcomes. I've been sensing these experiences like Diane's are really making me question whether or not I can even do this work ethically. I've been feeling like giving up. I've been feeling like this work isn't fair to women. And I've been questioning, what should I do instead?